Hello everyone, James here. So recently I partook in the IPL Saulpower World 2 Powerlifting event, which is organized by the IPL, by the International Powerlifting League. It took place throughout the 24 and 25 of June. Now, usually the organizers try to make the event take place every year, but last year it didn't take place because the organizer got really sick, so it couldn't take place. It took place in 2021, and I partook in that as well, and I also made a video on it. And in 2020 it didn't took place because, well, COVID. And in 2019, I think it did took place. So yeah, I mean, as well as 2018 and 2017. So as of recently, it has taken place like every other year, but before COVID, it used to take place like every year. In any case, yeah, so I took part in this event, and it was a lot of fun, and I really want to talk about it. So anyway, as a recap, in 2021 I signed up for the full power, which was the entire thing, squat, bench, and deadlift. But I ended up bumping out on the bench press, missing all of my attempts. The first one I missed because because I didn't wait for commands. The second and third attempt I missed because my butt came off the bench. Yeah, so I ended up, the organizers were kind enough, so they moved me to a deadlift only category. So yeah, my squats didn't count for anything, but I ended up basically competing as a deadlift only. Yeah. So I want to talk about what I got this time and how it compares to what I had gotten in 2021. Starting off with body weight. Last time I competed in the 90 kilogram weight class. I weighed in 88.6 kilograms, if I remember correctly. And this time around I competed in the 110 kilogram weight class. I weighed in at 101.6 kilograms. Though I will add that last time I did try to do a little bit of a water cut prior to a competition. In other words, a week prior I was weighing like 92 kilograms and I only weighed like 88.6 in competition because I tried to, make sure I would fit in the weight class. This time around I didn't really care, to be honest. I don't know, I guess I was kind of focusing more so on getting the PRs than anything, so yeah, I didn't really bother with weigh-ins or anything. I just walked in on the meet and I was like, you know what, screw it, whatever I weigh in, I weigh in. I ended up weighing 101.6 kilograms, which, although it put me in the 110 kilogram weight class, had I wanted to, I could have made it into 100 kilogram weight class, definitely. So I got to Barranquilla which by the way is the city in Colombia where this event takes place. I got to Barranquilla on Friday. The competition, there were like 200 people that signed up, so it took place over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. My turn to compete was on Sunday, but so I got to Barranquilla on Friday, but I got fairly late, so I just went in and slept. The next day I just went around. I had breakfast, I had my equipment checked, I weighed in because in the IPL they use a 24-hour weigh-in. Yeah, I just hung around. I visited a few of the streets in Barranquilla. I went to a restaurant that was nearby, just sat a place around. And I mostly also stayed with the other competitors, just, getting to know the people I was going to be sharing the platform with. And yeah, I went to sleep earlier and I woke up the next day for competition. It was supposed to start at 8 a.m., but it ended up starting at 8:30 a.m., as they were setting things up and everything. I took my first squat at around 10 a.m. because, when you compete in the 110, like, there's a form of guys that are competing before you. My first opener was 180 kilograms, and something that I didn't thought was going to happen actually happened. It got red lighted for depth.
Si ya empezó la ronda. Movimiento nulo para el competidor.
It moved ridiculously explosive, and looking at the recording back, yeah, I mean, I would have given a white light. But honestly, they were being kind of strict with that, but whatever. I added 2.5 kilograms after that for the second attempt, so I took 182.5 kilograms.
Movimiento válido. Sube la barra 212.5 para Jorge Solano. Prevenida Luz Dania Roa. En ruta Ana Carolina Pimienta.
Muy bien, movimiento válido para el competidor. Se mantiene la barra.
Just to make sure that, I guess just as a psychological thing, so I wouldn't feel like I was hitting the same weight again. And yeah, I made sure to take it ATG. And then I went up to 195. 195 was my max prior to a competition, like 10 weeks prior, so I figured, they're being a little bit strict with the depth, so let's not push it too much. Let's just try to match my gym PR in competition.
Prevenido Daniel Fandiño. En ruta Oscar Mendieta.
Daniela Reina.
Movimiento válido para el competidor. Muy bien.
And it moved quite nicely. It actually moved fairly fast. Like, looking back at the footage, I definitely had some weight left in the tank. I'm not gonna say how much that is because I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'll probably test maxes again in like 4 months, and it's not gonna matter how much I had in the tank, but whatever. So yeah, I ended up with a 185 squat. Then around the afternoon, I think it was like 3 p.m. or so, came the bench press. Maybe before that. Anyway, bench press was interesting. So I was planning to open with 90 kilograms, but I ended up opening with 95 because I was just feeling really good on the warm-up room. So I ended up taking my first attempt up to 95.
Es con 170 kilos. 172.5 en la barra. Movimiento válido.
I opened with 95, I took 102.5 kilograms for a second attempt.
Cristian Barrera, mismo peso en la barra, 210 kilogramos, barra lista.
Movimiento válido.
And then I took 107.5 kilograms for a third attempt.
Daniela Reina con 120 kilogramos, en caso de hacer el movimiento sería récord nacional.
Barra cargada.
Movimiento válido.
Movimiento válido.
This is not much. Now, I've talked about this before on the channel. I have had some issues with regards to the bench press. Well, for one thing, I don't have the leverages for it, but for another thing, I've had to stop training bench press for months at a time due to wrist pain, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty awful, all things considered. It's barely above body weight, but whatever. I'm definitely going to make it a priority in the near future to improve my bench press. But yeah, 107.5 kilograms, that was my gym PR, at least for a pause rep. I did do 110 kilograms before, but that was touch and go, so I wouldn't really count that. I did do 107.5 kilograms paused before in the gym, which is kind of the reference point that I have. So yeah, I guess that's nice. I was able to match my gym PR in competition. But, I understand that it's actually quite a poor bench, all things considered. And then deadlifts. We started deadlifting around 7:30 a.m. or something like that. It was kind of late. Was definitely getting sleepy and all. It took a little bit longer just because they decided to start like giving the medals for some of the people that had competed the day before. But yeah, so similar thing. I was planning to open with 190 kilograms, but everything was feeling really good in the training room, so I went up to 200.
Categoría 56 kilos se me pasó sin querer a Jonathan González, campeón Open también. Un aplauso.
Movimiento válido. Mismo peso para John Orjuela, prevenido.
My second attempt was 217.5 kilograms, which was a 2.5 kilogram PR for me.
Vara cargada. Bien. $222.5. Válido. Sube la barra.
I don't think I ever showed the footage of me hitting 215 kilograms, but I did took it, so here it is. So yeah, I took 275 kilograms, and then, well, at that point I just had an issue. Because the referees called me and they told me that I needed to change my socks. Now this, well, kind of sucks. It really stressed me, and the thing is, right, I was gonna take 225 from the third attempt, but there was a bunch of people that were also gonna take 225, and I believe I was one of the first ones that were gonna take it. So I decided to bump it up to 227.5, simply so I had enough time to look for someone else to lend me their socks, and for me to, well, change my socks. Now this was really annoying, and the main reason that it was annoying is because I bought those socks on the competition day from a stand that was selling lifting equipment on competition, and they still were not allowed because they had logos of a different federation. Look, I get it. They are sponsoring the event, so they may not have looked into that minutia, but I don't know, man. Like, don't really want to complain too much, but like, is it too much to ask that the equipment that is being sold on the competition day by companies sponsoring the competition be equipment that is actually allowed to be used in competition? I mean, maybe it is, but whatever. So anyway, I had to look for someone else. I ended up changing my socks just in time. Well, as soon as I finished changing them, they called my name, so I didn't really have that much of a breather or anything. And 227.5 kilograms, which is 500 pounds, by the way, actually moved fairly smooth. So, all things considered, I'm happy with that. I'm in the 500-pound club now. Also, before I forget this, a big, and I mean big shout out to Roldanetas. Juan Fernando Roldan. He's the guy who lent me his socks, and he allowed me to be able to compete afterwards. So, I mean, thank you, dude. I cannot thank you enough for what you did for me there, because holy shit. But yeah, I ended up getting a pretty solid PR, like 12.5 kilograms PR overall in my deadlift. I'm not gonna complain for that. My total ended up being 530 kilograms. I mean, not as great considering that I weighed in at over 100, around 100 kilograms, but still, I will definitely take it. Okay, so now I want to make a small comparison. Last time I competed in the 90 kilogram weight class. I got a 167.5 kilogram squat, 197.5 kilogram deadlift, and I didn't got a bench press, but realistically I would have gotten at best like a 95 kilogram bench press or so, which would have put my total at 460 kilograms. That would have given me like 299 points on dots. Now this time around I weigh in 100 in the 110 kilogram weight class, but weighed in 101.6. I got a 195 kilogram squat, a 107.5 kilograms bench press, and a 227.5 kilogram deadlift, which will give me a 325 dots score. So yeah, my absolute numbers obviously went up, but so did my relative strength in a sense. So all things considered, I'm fairly happy with the results, not gonna lie. Finally, I want to talk about what's next. I don't have any more meets planned for the rest of the year. Okay, so now I just want to talk about what's left. I don't really have any meets planned for the rest of the year. I'm probably not gonna do any meets anytime soon. Maybe there is something towards the end of the year that I may do, but probably not. I want to go into a little bit of a hypertrophy off season. I want to focus on improving my bench for one thing, but also improving my deadlift. And the reason for that is fairly simple. Oh, and third, I want to roughly stay around 100 kilograms. I'm not planning to gain much weight. In fact, I may end up losing a little bit of weight. And that's just because I find that losing weight sometimes helps me a little bit with my deadlift. Not like a tremendous amount, but if I lose like 4 kilograms or so, that may actually translate fairly well, decently to my deadlift. And the reason is fairly simple. Next year, I don't know if I will be competing in the Saulpower or not, just to be clear, because I don't know if A, there will be a Saulpower, and B, if I will even be in Colombia to compete in the Saulpower. But I want to prepare to hit 242.5 kilograms in competition while weighing 100 kilograms or less. And the reason for that is that the national record in the 100 kilogram junior weight class is 240 kilograms. So yeah, I think it would be fun if I could like just, fight for it. Also because next year will be the last year that I will be able to compete as a junior. So if I have any chance of taking that record, it's gonna be next year. Yeah, so that's like my next goal. I want to be fighting for that, to add those 15 kilograms to my deadlift over the next year. So I don't really have any plans of competition anytime soon. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions about the event or anything, just let me know. And yeah, see you guys next time.